I have a life outside of work. And this is something that almost everybody says, yet, what life do you actually have? Like, what are you doing outside of work? And most people don't actually do anything that improves their lives at all or actually gets them fulfilled. And instead, just use their time doing leisure activities. It's the same routine over and over with no gradual improvement. And it's become this defense mechanism that people use to make it seem like the time that they worked was their purpose for the day. Like, oh, that 8 hours I went to work, like, oh, that was my fulfillment for the day. I actually did something, yada, yada, yada. And it's all cope. I'm not saying like make work your entire priority or work doesn't matter, but you need to have something that you're passionate about outside of work that you can actually work towards. And most people get so drained from work that all they do when they get home is just watch videos, they doom scroll, they just lay in bed. And what is so important about getting to that moment? Like, oh, I've gone through my entire day of fulfilling myself when most people just hate their jobs. You're fulfilling yourself with what? And then you go home and basically just do nothing. You have nothing going on in your life, nothing worth mentioning. When you ask somebody, what did you do after work? Like, you have any plans after work? No, I'm just going to be chilling at home. That's all I'm going to be doing. So, what is your complaint about working than that you would rather waste your free time away than actually use it to build yourself and your confidence and your own self-worth by doing something that matters to you outside of work? Those 8 hours a day don't define your entire life. Like I'm gonna assume like maybe you sleep 6 to 8 hours. You have work for 8 hours. You have extra time, and instead you decide to waste that away, just laying around, being a bum. And I know life gets exhausting, work gets exhausting, but you need to have something you're actually working towards. You need to have something else on your plate. Otherwise, you will not become successful. You will not be fulfilled in your life, and you will feel miserable. And that's why I hate people that make that excuse, is because, as I've said in previous videos, most people feel miserable about themselves. They don't like their life. So why are they so eager to get back home to this life that they hate? And just because you have free time outside of work doesn't mean you shouldn't be using it and just wasting it on the same activities that you gain nothing from. Obviously, there are days where you're going to feel tired. You're going to like have to take breaks. You know, we can't run at 100% all the time. But there are days where whether you have energy or not, you need to still put effort into something outside of your school or work. And if you don't do that, you're just never going to feel fulfilled. And then you just shouldn't even complain about having to about you just never amounting to anything, because you never actually put the foot down and tried to do something, like actually tried. And ask yourself this: why do you keep running back to your life outside of work, even though you aren't proud of it? Like, why do we do that? Is it laziness? I don't think it's laziness. I think like people treat work as like their entire life, as I mentioned earlier. Like, work is the one thing that people just devote all their time into. And I see that a lot with just the people around me, like my peers, like just throughout high school, especially way more in college. But people will devote their entire life. Like, obviously, school matters and work matters, but that shouldn't be like your entire life purpose. Like, oh, I'm going to devote all my time into school. I'm going to devote all my time into work just so I can make the most money possible and feel fulfilled that way. And I know people need money, but like, if you don't have anything else, like, what's the point of even living? Why are you just in this cycle? Like, do you want to look back on your life and just see nothing? Like, if you look back on your life, you're going to say, like, oh, I just spent most of my life working and doing work. And you're just not going to care about that when you're older. Like, oh, I didn't really like take risks, put myself out there, do anything that would actually get me to feel something in my life. That's why people have become so emotionless nowadays. Like, everybody just feels bored. Everybody feels just done with life. Everybody feels overstimulated. It's because people have gotten tired of just being in that cycle. As we've grown as a society over years and years and years, we've understood this cycle that we have. You grow up, you go to school, you go to work, you have a family, and then you die. That is the main cycle that everybody lives by. Unless you're willing to put in the time and effort I'm not saying you have to become successful, but put in the time and effort that you would in your work into something else. Don't make work your entire life. It's an important piece of your life because you need it to survive, but don't make work your entire life. Don't sit there wasting away your life at work, because in the long run, you won't feel satisfied with your life. You're going to have regrets because you're going to wish you did other things. You're going to wish that you really took risks when you were younger. You're going to wish that you were able to do things that you now can't do in the future. And I think a lot of people just need to understand that, because when you're working, you're just giving into the system, and you're giving into just the way life is. And people become comfortable about that because everybody around them is doing the exact same thing. Everybody around them is going to work and then going home and being lazy. And people love to relate to people on that. Like, one of people's main ways of connecting with people and just kind of feeling like you're human is you're able to connect with other people on relatable things. So if all your coworkers are just gonna, go home, or all your friends are going home from work and then just resting and chilling and doing the same thing every day, not really finding that inner happiness in your life, or really learning about yourself, you're just gonna feel miserable all the time. And you're gonna keep feeling miserable and miserable over and over until eventually, as I said earlier, you're just not gonna have any emotions anymore, and you're just gonna stop caring about life. And at that point, why even continue to keep working in this spiral if you're not going to actually put yourself out there? That's all I wanted to say, and thank you guys all for watching.